Hey guys, welcome back to Mental Health with Mel. This week I wanted to talk to you guys about my therapy so far. I've been in therapy for about 3 months now, and there are a lot of realizations that I've come to that I didn't think would be the case when I first started therapy. The biggest thing for me was that I thought therapy would just be, this is the big picture of what's wrong, and these are the little tools that you're going to use to help you. For instance, in my case, my diagnosis after 3 months has finally been pinned down. So I, with the help of my therapist and psychiatrist, have came to the conclusion with them that I have bipolar type 2. Originally, my therapist thought that bipolar 1 was an option, that I might have had a manic episode at some point in my life, but after sitting down and talking about different life experiences and how I actually feel and how I function, we've come to the conclusion that type 2 with hypomania makes more sense for me. So that is my diagnosis. As well as the anxiety part, I am the type of person that doesn't fit into categories per se. I have a lot of traits that fall into certain things, but not enough to be diagnosed. So for my anxiety, it's generalized anxiety because I have some characteristics of OCD as well as social anxiety, so being nervous when I go out with other people, even if it's people that I know, just being in those settings can make me feel a little bit uncomfortable, as well as I believe it's gastrophobia, which is the fear of leaving my home. The fear of actually getting out of my house sometimes does stop me from doing simple things like going to the grocery store, even if there's no one that I'm specifically meeting somewhere. But that's my diagnosis. So I thought that therapy would be, this is your diagnosis, and we are going to work at that and give you the tools to make that more manageable. Well, in a way, yes, that is the case. You are growing and learning, like new tools to help you with those things. But in reality, it's so much more. You're not just going for a mental health disorder or a personality disorder or because life is hard. You're going to grow and learn about yourself and learn about personality traits or decision-making skills that you may or may not have. That was eye-opening for me because it can be really overwhelming to think that every time you go to therapy, you're probably going to learn something else that you don't like or didn't like about yourself or about, just the way that you handle situations. So, for instance, with my anxiety, am overthinking. That is a personality trait as well, because my personality is to analyze little things and really pay attention to details. When my anxiety kicks in and I want to be in control of situations, it hurts me because I am trying to be in control of all of these situations. And with that being said, I am over analyzing every detail. So in a friendship or in a relationship, if someone changes the way that they're acting, I'm going to think they're upset with me or something's changed in our relationship, when it could just be that they're feeling a little bit differently or they're having a rough week or whatever the case may be. It hurts me to have my anxiety and my personality line up with each other so perfectly there, because it just makes me overthink, overanalyze, and just become panicked. I've been, really focusing on trying to help myself not overthink and just focus on now. And that is difficult for anyone, but yeah, definitely for me. Just thinking about right now and not thinking about the future or 8 dates away or 3 years away or how your friendship's going to develop. That for me is very difficult. So that's been something that in therapy I've had to work on. So you're going to go to therapy and learn little things that you're doing that are hurting you or benefiting you, depending on what it is. And so you're going to leave therapy with this idea that, oh my gosh, there's so much wrong. There's so much that I'm doing wrong, and I don't know what to do and I'm overwhelmed with everything. And I just want you to know that that's completely normal. Your therapist should be doing their best job to slowly reel those things and let you know this is going on or that's going on, or you might want to work on blank and blank, but slowly, so it's not like everything is impacting you at once. My therapist did a really good job of letting me sit in what I was just told and really sink into that and see how it's affecting me, and then the next session bring something else to my attention. They're there to guide the conversation, to help you so you don't just like rip the band-aid and then everything explode. If everything comes out of you at once and they're pushing and pulling things out of you, you could go into a full breakdown. So they don't want that. So I just wanted you to be fully aware that that's normal. Even though it might seem frustrating and overwhelming, like, God, every time I come here, it's something new and there's always something I have to work on. Well, that's the truth, and that's life. If you are actually actively working on being at a better mental health space, as well as being a better person, you're always going to have things that you have to work on. So that's going to be completely normal in therapy, as well as not wanting to go to therapy. I mean, you guys see me making these videos and I love making this content, and going to therapy also helps me make content, but sometimes I really don't want to talk about things and I will just subconsciously like hide the things that I don't want to talk about, so that I'm like, oh, I don't really need to go to therapy this week, I don't have anything to talk about. That's a lie, because as soon as I sit down in that chair, everything comes out, and then I realize, wow, I was just trying to avoid my feelings. And when I leave, I am drained, I am emotionally exhausted, I'm completely drained. But the next day, there's this level of like clarity and reality that I get from going, that I feel like I can breathe and that I have some understanding of what's going on in my life and what's going on with this mindset that I'm having, that it's all worth it, even though that original day that I went to therapy was just completely overwhelming. So that's something else that you might need to consider, doing an afternoon session so you have the whole like morning to do everything else that you wanted to do before you get hit with all of your emotions at once. Maybe planning on not going out and seeing people, just staying home and really relaxing and thinking. Because I know for me, when I have hung out with people after my therapy sessions, I am really likely to start crying or be on the borderline of crying, because my emotions are so raw and I didn't even realize or register that that was happening. So these are just little things that I wanted to tell you guys about therapy and how it's been going. Like I said, it's been about 3 months, so there's still so much growth for me to do, and I love going. I really love going because I feel like it's just amazing to be able to grow and help yourself become the person you want to be. It can be difficult trying to see if like your personality is going to change to something that you're not used to or just out of what you thought you would want to be, but it's amazing just thinking that you have complete control over your life, that you can really determine what kind of person you're going to be and what personality you want to show people. So it's been amazing, and I encourage all of you guys to, even if you don't have a mental health disorder and you just go to therapy, there are things that they're going to be able to go over with you that you wouldn't have even thought a therapist could do for you. So it's not just about your disorders and your mental headspace, but as well as your life decisions, your actions, your personality, and then if you're lost, they can really help guide you to a path. So if you need someone, please reach out to a therapist, reach out to me. If you are having a hard time right now, please reach out in the links below. They're here to help you. I'm here to help you. This is all so that we have support for each other, so don't feel like you're alone. And just thank you so much for watching my videos, and just don't forget to like and subscribe.